What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support, guys. Listen, more news has come out in the story I just did. A horrible story that happened yesterday, and it broke today out there in a place called Zebulon, North Carolina. Shout out Zebulon, Johnston County, right? In North Carolina, where this guy right here that you see, Wellington Delano Dickens, age 38, admitted to killing his 4 children. One of them was a stepchild, and stuffing them in the trunk of his car. Now, when I did that story earlier, you know what I mean? A lot of questions remained. Well, a lot of those questions have gotten answered. And it don't make this story no better, man. This is absolutely horrible. So without further ado, let's get in this. Embrace yourself, man. Just empathetically thinking about this is heartbreaking.
A man accused of killing 4 of his own children faces new charges. The bodies were discovered in the trunk of a car at a Johnston County home 5 months after the murders.
This is a horrific story. New in the last few hours, Wellington Dickens III appeared in court for the first time. He was denied bond and charged with 3 additional murders. Thank you for joining us. I'm Gerald Owens.
And I'm Ashley Rowe. The children were ages 6, 9, 10, and 18. Officials say their father called 911 and confessed to killing them. We have live team coverage of this tragic case with new reaction and insight into the family at the center of this. Let's begin with WRAL's Sean Gallagher live with new details in the investigation. Sean?
Ashley, we spoke to a family member of Wellington Dickens to learn more about who he is, an Iraq War veteran, a widower, and now an accused murderer in the deaths of his 4 kids.
The first matter we have before you, Your Honor, is Wellington Delano Dickens III.
Clad in a striped orange jumpsuit, Wellington Dickens heard the serious charges he's facing.
At this time, I'm going to order that the defendant be held without bond.
Charges the sheriff's office says he's admitted to. Monday night, Johnston County sheriffs say Dickens called 911, admitting he killed his children. Deputies found 4 kids dead inside the trunk of a vehicle in the garage at Dickens' home and believe they were there for a long period of time. According to charging documents, investigators believe the children have been dead since May 1st. Believed to be Dickens' biological children, ages 6, 9, and 10, and his 18-year-old stepchild inside. Dickens' 3-year-old son was found alive inside the home.
I haven't really had time to process it.
Dickens' great-uncle Charles Moore spoke to WRAL this afternoon, telling us Dickens is an Iraq War vet.
He was in the service and he had problems ever since he came back, I think.
Court records show Dickens married his wife Stephanie in 2015. A year later, they gave birth to a baby girl. According to court filings, WakeMed submitted a report of suspicion of abuse or neglect against Dickens and his wife that year, accusing Dickens and his wife of refusing medical care for their newborn daughter with jaundice. It's an accusation Dickens challenged and sued WakeMed over. Dickens' wife died in April of 2024 due to pregnancy complications, and now 4 of his children are dead, with law enforcement pointing the finger at him.
Well, like anybody else, I was just shocked, you know. You hear it talk of that happening to other people, but you just wouldn't think it would happen to one of your own.
And Dickens will be back in court here in Johnston County tomorrow. 3 of those additional murder charges were filed after his first appearance, so he needs to come back to hear those charges against him. But there are still so many questions about this investigation that we don't know yet. That's why we want to bring in Heidi Kirk right now up in Zebulon outside of Dickens' home. And Heidi, it has been a very active day up there.
Sean, an extremely active day. We've been here on the scene since about 12:30 this afternoon, and from our viewpoint, not much has changed. That investigation is still extremely active. Let me step out of the way and show you what we are seeing as of this moment. You will still see crime scene tape surrounding that house, multiple law enforcement officials also on the ground here, as well as the SBI. They've had it locked down pretty much all day long. Now, we have gone door to door down this entire street asking people what they knew about this family. What we've learned from almost everyone we talked to is that they were quiet and kept to themselves. A crime scene now active for close to 20 hours, drawing eyes from up and down this street.
It's definitely a horrible thing to happen. Wouldn't wish anything on this to anybody.
It hits close to home for Fran Mikowski.
I walk by that house almost every single day.
She didn't know Wellington Dickens or the rest of his family personally, but remembers when they moved into the house on Springtooth Drive.
I never saw a child outside playing. I never saw him mowing a lawn. The only time I ever saw them was the day they moved in. And even then it was very, you just get the feeling that someone's to themselves.
This is the home where law enforcement staged since yesterday, within the hour towing a silver sedan from the garage. The 4 children were found dead inside the trunk of a car last night, one alive inside the home. It's a family that's already experienced tragedy. Many neighbors remember a food drive circulating throughout the neighborhood after Dickens' wife passed away last year unexpectedly.
Everyone in this neighborhood reached out to him, and this is a very new neighborhood. I've been here 3 years. Most everyone else has been here about 1.5 years, 2 years. There was an outpouring of what can we do.
Now she's wondering what else went on behind closed doors at this home in this normally quiet neighborhood. You just really can't imagine the feeling from these people that are on this street, looking out their window, watching this investigation play out. Now, one thing that every single person that we talked to today expressed to me is just concern about that 3-year-old boy who was found alive. Everyone is thinking about him tonight. Of course, we will continue to stay on top of this. Heidi Kirk, W Real News, live in Zebulon.
All right, guys, that's the news, man, and it answered a lot of questions. Said the wife died of complications during pregnancy last year. So she did die. Somebody said that in the comment section. Shout out to you for letting that be known. And this guy was left raising these kids, and he had some type of PTSD from when he was over there in war or whatever. But said the babies was dead for 5 months. They're saying around May 1st. Now, he's owning up to all of this type of stuff. The only question left is why he did it and how did these children lose their lives. One of them was 18 years old. That was his wife's kid. And he took that child out of here. That is horrific. You know what I'm saying? But you never know what go on in the mind of people when they do crazy stuff. Now, I honestly believe, some people might say, hey, Steve, or whoever, why did the 3-year-old survive? I honestly believe the 3-year-old survived because that's the last child that his wife had, or it might remind him of his wife. I honestly believe that. That's just my opinion. Don't know. But I mean, if I'm thinking about it, it might be a girl, don't know, might look like his mom. Like, you never know with stuff like this. But I told you, I said, a lot of times guys do this, for the majority, it's when they feel like they're not appreciated or they feel disrespected or something like this. This guy right here lost his better half. She was with child. She died. And it's just upsetting that, it fragmented his life to where he just went off the deep end and just did all of this stuff to the kids. Now, I mean, I just can't understand, the psyche of somebody that goes through. But then again, I've never been that low in my life to where I felt as though I wanted to take the lives of those that entrusted me to protect them, love them, and see them become productive human beings in life. It's just really upsetting. He's standing up there. Now he's put himself in a position to where you gotta sit in front of a bunch of strangers and you're overshadowed by the horrific details of the crime you committed where they themselves can't rationalize it. That's one of the things about getting in trouble and doing stuff, man. People can never empathize with you on a level when children are killed. And Uncle said he went to Iraq or wherever he was at. He came back, he was never the same. I don't know if he got help or not. Evidently not, if he doing shit like this. But I mean, come on, man. Come on. A lot of people went to war, and I don't think that's an excuse. Because regardless of what you're going through, there's still help out there. And you got to want it or seek it. It's just upsetting, you know, that the woman basically gave her life for nothing. She died having children for him and building a family with him. Then after she dies, he obliterates the family. And that's unacceptable, man. The only victim here, besides the children, the one that left to suffer, is the baby. And that's one of the things, I can never look into the eyes of a child and see that worry-free look, that sparkle in their eye of curiosity and happiness, and it's innocent, and then take that away from them. Especially when I made it to adulthood and nobody took that away from me. I want you to just look at this whole situation for what it is. Said they never saw children in the house. Never saw them play outside. It's wild, man. That's why I said, you know, why didn't the school call? Why, you know, May, how come nothing happened? Then they said they had a history with a hospital about something about not getting treatment or something like that for the child at one time. That's neither here nor there, and that was years ago. But I mean, no matter what you're going through, you do not take it out on those you bring forth in this world. And man, this is bad, y'all. I mean, damn. Hopefully some more information to come out. But this is truly upsetting. It is. Just to think about that from an empathetic standpoint of what them kids went through, how they died, and just sat in a trunk of a car, just sitting there. This guy is eating in the house, laughing, got the brother or sister, the little 3-year-old in the house with him, and dead babies in the or dead children in the garage. Man, they died. They said they died around May 1st. The little boy, little girl, the child is 3. All these people was in his life, and they up and suddenly disappeared, mother included. Just because he's 3 years old or she's 3 years old don't mean they don't remember people, and they don't miss people, and they don't feel. He didn't think about none of that when he did what he did. We still don't have a motive. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I can't get past this. You know what I mean? On a level like, I mean, this. See you in the next video. Take care. May these children rest in peace, man. For real.